Guys, welcome back to the channel. The next few videos that I'm going to be putting out are all going to be to do with fat loss foundations, but more so physique foundations, because you know by following the work that we do that helping somebody create a better body shape is what we're all about. People don't just look for a better body shape by losing weight. I'm proud to say there's a nice divide in the fitness industry now between weight loss and people that want to improve their body shape. But how do you go from that, I've been trying to lose weight, to improving my body shape and dropping body fat? That's the most important thing. Standing in front of the mirror, wearing a bikini, wearing a pair of shorts, and actually having a shape that you can be really, really proud of. That's the thing that we specialize in, and that's the thing that I want to help you with today. Now, this video is going to be about diet. The most important thing when it comes to improving your body shape is get the foundations and understanding of that nailed down. People always look at me funny when I say I get people to count stuff. I get people to understand their calories. Now, do I give people always a set calorie plan? No. Do I get people to learn more, understand about themselves? The most important thing about changing your body shape is you take ownership of the journey. If all you're doing straight from the start is relying on somebody else to do it for you, how do you maintain that long term? How do you understand the process that you've gone through, whether it's for the last 6 months, 10 weeks, or a year, or even longer? Because remember, building a physique takes time. Losing weight can take 10, 15, 16 weeks, and then you're at the weight that you ideally want to be, but are you happy with your body? So, what I've done is I've got a board behind me for the first time, and I've put on there some formulas, some ideas, some adjustment thought processes, and I'm going to give you a kind of like blueprint or a foundation level of understanding how we kind of put our heads together when it comes to setting a diet for somebody. So without further ado, I'm going to get started. Now, when it comes to changing your body shape, the first thing you really need to understand is, what am I currently eating? Well, I eat healthy. It's not good enough when it comes to improving your body shape. Eating healthy is fantastic. Don't get me wrong, improves your brain function, improves your skin and your health. And we read a lot of books about, concentration and mood and memory and sex drive and sleep and all these important things that build up somebody being healthy. But does just eating healthy food improve your physique? Not in building muscle tissue necessarily, because you may be looking at other components around health rather than actually the components that are necessary to build on your shape from the training that you're doing. So what we do when we work with people is, first of all, we get you to understand what you're eating right now. You write your food diary, you understand what's going in your mouth. If it's 20 grams of protein across the day, then you write down, I eat 20 grams of protein. If it's about 30 grams of carbohydrates, you write that down. How do you understand that? There's websites such as MyFitnessPal, fatsecret.com. You can type in there that you had a bowl of cereal, all right? Whatever cereal you want to put, and it'll tell you the macronutrients. It'll tell you the protein, carbs, and fat. If you're going to have something like a steak, you roughly know what sort of size steak you had. Type that in the search engine, it tells you exactly what you had. Taking ownership of the food and the stuff that goes in your mouth, wine, whether it's sweets and food and chocolates, you name it. You've got to understand what's been going in your mouth that's potentially put the weight on in the first place, or what you're currently eating right now that's stopping you move forward. So that's step number one. Find out what you're currently eating. Then work out your calories, and all you've got to do from that, if you're having 20 grams of protein, you multiply it by 4 for protein. If you're having 50 grams of carbohydrates, you multiply that by 4 to work out how many calories from carbohydrates you're having. And if you're having 50 grams of fat throughout the day, essential fats, nuts, seeds, or even saturated fat from other food sources, you multiply that by 9 to work out your calories. Easy. That gives you rough guidelines. Don't worry if your food fluctuates throughout the week. It gives you a rough guideline throughout the week that you're eating 1,000 calories a day, 1,200 calories a day. Most people don't necessarily overeat in the week. It's the binging at the weekend that's normally the problem. So where do we come in? Well, what we do is we work out your current body weight and multiply that by a magic number, which is 11.5. Now, That 11.5 is going to be higher for people that train more. It's going to be higher for people with more muscle mass. It's going to be higher for people that have got more training experience. But I'm talking to you, someone that's been in the gym a little bit, someone that's struggling to change their body shape, struggling to lose body fat. If I put your calories too high, and I could run the risk of your metabolism at the moment being relatively low, you're not going to be happy with me in 4 weeks' time if I'm going to put body fat on you, all right? So we work out slightly lower. I mean, 10 calories per pound is a low-calorie diet, but very, very, very rarely do I get somebody coming to see me who is eating optimal calories, all right? You're at the other end of the spectrum. Most people come to us eating not a lot. So you work out where you're at. Now, if you work out where you're at and you're eating 1,000 calories a day, and I put your current body weight in, which, for example, could be 65 kilos, all right? I multiply that by 11.5, which gives me 1,644 calories. Just a note on that, I've converted your weight into pounds. So this is your current weight in pounds multiplied by 11.5. That gives us a figure of 1,644. A female weighing in at 65 kilos needs to lose body fat at this stage, not necessarily considering your physiology, on 1,644 calories. If you are eating 1,000, and I've worked out your calories at 1,644, there's a 644 calorie difference. So what do? Well, I slowly work you up in calories from where you're at right now to where I'd like you to be. But I don't do that just off the cuff. I do body fat, I do weight, I check your recovery, I check your mood, I check your energy, and I make sure that we make any changes. And I'm going to talk about the calorie adjustments in a second. So where we are from here, remember, work out your current weight, work out where you're at right now, and then you slowly work out and work up from where you are right now. You're going to work on a formula of 30% protein, 25% carbohydrates, and 45% protein. How does that look for 1,644 calories? 123 grams of protein, 102 grams of carbohydrates, and 82 grams of fat. Now, remember, if you're on 1,000 calories, you work out 30%, 25%, and 45% of the 1,000 calories you're on, put that down on the left, and then you'll have a slow improvement in calories or an increase in calories over the next 4 or 5 or 6 weeks. Now, we will get on to adjustments in a second, and the adjustments are to be made from the amount of food you've started on, which is your current diet. And all you've probably done from that is eating less crap and converted the crap food that you're having into good quality food. And remember, when you give the body good quality food, it replies and is grateful by helping you improve muscle tissue, improving memory, mood, concentration, sleep, sex drive, you name it, you start to feel better in yourself. Productivity of your workouts go through the roof. You've started the foundations of fat loss and your journey to building a better physique. This isn't complicated. This doesn't mean you have to walk around with a piece of paper every time you go to a restaurant, because all you start to be is mindful of what a chicken breast roughly is, what a cup full of rice is going to be when you have it in a restaurant. You're not going to count vegetables. You're not going to be anal like that. What if you have half an avocado with a salad? You'll roughly know that's about 12 grams of fat. So this is where I start to get people to look at food on the packages, understand what's roughly in different sorts of food, and just take ownership when you're out having a meal. So if we've got something like this, and we've slowly, let's say we work out your calories at that 1,644. 123 protein, 102 carbohydrates, and 82 fat, just to give you an example. All you've got to do is divide that between 3 or 4 meals, and you will have set out roughly what you need to be eating. Now, there's something called a set point. Now, a set point is the point that you are increasing muscle tissue and you're losing body fat. A set point isn't the point where you're just losing weight and you feel like crap and you're training very hard and it's not a healthy way of doing it. A set point is the point where you are improving muscle tissue and losing body fat. But how do you know that? Well, this is where a lot of people go wrong. You've got your diet laid out, you've got the calories worked out, you've changed your thought process on quantities of food, etc., and then you get to the point where you say, right, the hell do I do? You need to do your body fat. You need to take some photos, and you need to do your weight, because those three things will tell you whether your body shape is changing. All right. On top of that, mood, memory, sex drive, you name it, they're very, very important too. But the three important ones, your weight, your body fat, and obviously your pictures will tell you what's going on. And that is when we move over to here. We're going to move across to an adjustments chart. Now, an adjustments chart is where we're going to work out when we make any changes. So let's remember, you've worked out you're on 1,000 calories. Let's say you're a 65 kg female and you have to go up slowly to this figure. Why do we increase food? We increase food to improve cellular health, organ health, energy, minimal energy requirements for the body to function even at a basal level, all right? Just optimal functioning. 9 times out of 10 when we talk to people, they're not eating enough food for their body to actually get into this anabolic state. And the anabolic state is to build muscle tissue. Unless you're dieting hard, your calories shouldn't be low. They should be in a state of where you're building tissue, which stimulates the metabolism, optimizes all your metabolic hormones, such as thyroid hormones, regulates things like menstrual cycle, and you're in an optimal homeostasis position where the body functions well. And when the body functions well, you'll shift body fat, you'll build muscle tissue, you'll feel great, sleep well, have great sex drive. That's the healthy way of being, right? So, how do we make some of these adjustments? All right, the adjustments are made based on your body fat. If, for example, your weight and your body fat go down based on the fact that you're eating that healthier version of your crappy diet, all right, weight down, fat down, brilliant. What would I do? Well, if you had a big weight drop, then I would increase some food. Anything above 1.5 kilos to 2 kilos, possibly more on the edge of 2 kilos. If you drop that much weight and only a small amount of body fat, say 0.5, then you're running into the risk of actually the body eating into its own tissue, so trying to get energy from another source. At that point, I would make an increase in 150 calories. Where would I get that from? Carbs and fat. Most people, I'd increase carbohydrates. 150 calories, you're going to be increasing about 40 grams of carbohydrates, spread that through the day, 160 calories roughly. Put that in, be patient, wait for a week to 10 days, see what happens. If you've had fat down, okay, and you've seen your weight slightly increase, that's still fantastic. That means you're actually increasing muscle tissue but dropping body fat. If, again, after adding a little bit of food, your weight drops another 2 or 3 kilos and the fat comes down a little bit more, it's telling me that your metabolism's functioning very well and we need a bit more food. Again, 150 calories. How are you feeling on the carbohydrates? Energizing well? Great. Add in 40 grams. How are you feeling on fats? If you're feeling a lot better on fats, then maybe you want to add in 12, 15 grams of fat to your day, and then spread that out. Again, watch how you feel. Do you see what I'm doing? I'm tracking, I'm assessing, I'm watching, I'm changing, and I'm adjusting, and I'm adding calories or taking them away. Now, when you need to do the reduction in calories is when you start to see weight go up, fat stay the same, or fat start to increase. Now, if you've been adding in calories from that 1,000 that you initially started on and you start to hit this 1,600, that's where you're going to find that your body will either respond very favorably by continuing to increase muscle tissue and lose body fat, or it's going to balance out. All right? Again, be patient. Your fat results, your weight results will tell you what to do. So using this chart and looking at, is my weight down and my fat down? Is my weight up and my fat down? Is my weight up and fat stable? Is my weight up and fat up? All right, using these. Anything that's up and stable needs potentially a drop in calories. Anything that is down and down is going to need an increase in calories. Anything where your weight is up and your fat is down may leave it the same or slightly increase your calories if the fat was above 1% in a drop. So what you've been able to do from this is you've been able to start off on a calorie, increase your calories slowly over time and see a favorable change to your physique. If you're expecting to follow the same diet for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 weeks and expect to see results, this is one of the #1 reasons why people don't change their physique. Adjustments are key to physique development. Training adjustments are key to physique development. Output, how much you train, what type of way that you train. When it comes to your nutrition, are you eating enough protein? Are you eating enough fats? Are you eating enough carbohydrates? You need to build, you need to lose body fat, and you need to track. Guys, I really hope you've taken something away from this video. Of course, M10 Life has got hundreds and hundreds of articles that's going to build on this. You've got tools, you've got all the stuff that I put out on a regular basis. But just remember, this is a snippet of what we do. But if it's helped you in any way get clearer about making adjustments and improving your physique, then I've done a pretty decent job. As always, guys, subscribe to the channel. Follow what we do, leave me a comment below and anything that you'd like to see in the future, and I really thank you for following our videos.